Join me as I dive into the challenge of exploring how Norway is standing up to Donald Trump's America and what that means for the future. Norway, a nation known for its progressiveness, social welfare, and commitment to international cooperation, has found itself at odds with the current U.S. administration. The country's leaders have been vocal in their criticism of Trump's policies, and it's not hard to see why. In many ways, Norway represents the antithesis of the isolationist and nationalist ideology that has come to define Trump's America. Norway faces significant challenges in the wake of U.S. policies, particularly when it comes to climate change. As one of the world's leaders in environmental stewardship, Norway has been a strong advocate for the Paris Agreement and has consistently pushed for more ambitious climate targets. However, Trump's decision to withdraw from the agreement has put Norway in a difficult position, as it struggles to balance its commitment to reducing emissions with the need to maintain good relations with its largest trading partner. The impact of U.S. trade policies has also been felt in Norway, with the country's export-heavy economy vulnerable to tariffs and trade wars. Norwegian businesses have been lobbying hard for the government to take a stronger stance against U.S. protectionism, but so far, the response has been cautious. The Norwegian government has instead opted to focus on building stronger trade relationships with other European countries, in an effort to reduce its reliance on the U.S. market. Despite these challenges, Norway has not been deterred from speaking out against U.S. policies that it sees as harmful or unjust. The country's leaders have been vocal in their criticism of Trump's immigration policies, and have worked to build stronger relationships with other countries that share their values. In many ways, Norway is serving as a beacon of hope for those who believe in the importance of international cooperation and diplomacy. In recent years, Norway has implemented a range of policies aimed at reducing its carbon footprint, from investing heavily in electric vehicles to promoting sustainable land use practices. The government has also taken bold action to divest from fossil fuels, and has implemented a range of measures to promote renewable energy. These actions demonstrate Norway's commitment to leading by example, and to doing its part to address the global climate crisis. One key moment that exemplifies Norway's stand against Trump's America is its decision to host a major climate conference in 2019, which brought together world leaders and climate experts from around the globe. The conference was a bold statement of Norway's commitment to climate action, and it served as a powerful rebuke to Trump's climate denialism. Norway's decision to increase its funding to the United Nations was another important moment, as it demonstrated the country's commitment to multilateralism and international cooperation. This decision was seen as a direct challenge to Trump's America First agenda, and it marked a significant turning point in Norway's relationship with the U.S. The Norwegian government's decision to introduce a climate law, which sets a target of becoming carbon neutral by 2030, is yet another example of the country's boldness in the face of U.S. opposition. This law is one of the most ambitious climate targets in the world, and it demonstrates Norway's commitment to leading the way on climate action. In conclusion, Norway's stance against Trump's America is a powerful reminder that even in the face of adversity, countries can still stand up for their values and promote a more just and equitable world. Norway's commitment to climate action, international cooperation, and human rights is an inspiration to us all, and serves as a beacon of hope for a better future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts on Norway's actions in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos on international relations.
Say it.
I want to.
Okay.
I need you.
And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's backed you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today-
have you said thank
even
you?
Today, please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly.
Join me as I dive into why Norway is saying no to U.S. Navy fueling and what that really means for international relations. In a surprising move, Norway has recently decided to deny the U.S. Navy's request to refuel its vessels in the country's ports, a decision that has sent ripples throughout the international community. The implications of Norway's decision are far-reaching and multifaceted. First and foremost, it significantly hampers the U.S. military's ability to project power in the region, as it relies heavily on access to allies' ports for refueling and resupply. This is particularly problematic for the U.S. Navy's operations in the North Atlantic, where Norway's strategic location makes it an ideal stopover point. Furthermore, the move could embolden other nations to rethink their relationships with the U.S. military, potentially leading to a broader destabilization of the region's security dynamics. Another potential consequence is that the U.S. may need to divert resources to establishing alternative refueling points, which could be a costly and logistically complex endeavor. Lastly, the decision could also have broader implications for the NATO alliance, of which both Norway and the U.S. are members. Norway's rejection of the U.S. Navy's request is not entirely unexpected, given the country's historical commitment to environmental protection and its growing unease with the environmental impact of military activities. There is widespread concern among the Norwegian public about the potential risks associated with hosting U.S. naval vessels, including the possibility of oil spills and pollution. Furthermore, Norway's domestic policies prioritize environmental stewardship, and the government has been under pressure to take a stronger stance on climate issues. Additionally, the decision may also reflect Norway's desire to assert its independence and sovereignty in the face of increasing great power rivalry. On a related note, Norway's government has faced criticism in the past for being too accommodating to the U.S. military, and this decision may be seen as an attempt to rebalance the country's relationships with other nations. The move could also be interpreted as a response to the U.S.'s increasingly unilateral approach to global affairs, which has led to tensions between the two nations on a range of issues. While Norway's decision is not directly linked to any specific incident, it is doubtless influenced by the broader geopolitical context. The official announcement from the Norwegian government came as a surprise to many, with some analysts suggesting that it may be a negotiating tactic to extract concessions from the U.S. However, the move has been met with a mix of reaction from the U.S. and other NATO allies, ranging from disappointment to understanding. The U.S. has thus far declined to comment on the specifics of the decision, but it is clear that the move has created a new point of tension in the relationship between the two nations. In response to Norway's decision, some have argued that the country is jeopardizing its national security and undermining the cohesion of the NATO alliance. Others have praised the move as a bold assertion of sovereignty and a necessary step towards reducing the environmental impact of military activities. As the situation continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how the U.S. and Norway will navigate this new reality and what implications it may have for international relations more broadly. In summary, Norway's decision to deny the U.S. Navy's request for refueling is a complex issue with far-reaching implications for international relations, national security, and the environment. It remains to be seen how the situation will play out, but one thing is clear: the world is watching, and the stakes are high.